Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I'd like to answer a question that I have been asked no less than about 50 times in the last couple of weeks.
Why can't I share a feed post to my Instagram story?
At the moment, Instagram is currently testing removing the option to share a feed post to your story. Some accounts still have the option, and some accounts don't. Because the change is still in the testing stage, nobody really knows whether or not Instagram will remove the option to share feed posts to your story entirely, but I personally think that it does look like the platform is going that way. I run, own, or manage a number of Instagram accounts, and they're a mixture of personal, business, and creator accounts. My account for this YouTube channel, SMM Beginners, is a creator account, and I can still, at the time of creating this video, share a feed post to my story the regular way. Hit the airplane button underneath the post and right at the top, it says, Add post to your story. Another account I run, however, no longer has this option. This account is a business account. I no longer have the option to share a post to my story in the same way I used to. Out of 6 accounts I just looked at, a mix of business, creator, and personal accounts, 5 of them still had the option to share a post to a story. Only one of them didn't.
Why is Instagram testing this change?
Instagram has actually said a few words on this matter.
We hear from our community that they want to see fewer feed posts in stories. During this test, you won't be able to add a feed post to your story.
Originally, at the beginning of 2021, Instagram tested another approach to limiting the number of feed posts shared to a story. They decided to completely block the function for some users entirely. As you can imagine, this was met with utter uproar. Because of this, Instagram decided upon a different approach. The approach that some accounts, like one of mine, can now see today.
Can you still share a feed post to a story when you don't have the option?
Yes, you can. In order to share a feed post to a story without that option underneath the content itself, you'll need to first go into Stories and then select Create Mode. When you click on the sticker icon, a new sticker is now featured, called Reshare. And, as you can see, it has a couple of arrows for the icon to make it obvious that the content is recycled. If you have not been selected by Instagram for this test, you probably won't have this option yet. If Instagram decides to stick with the usual old way of sharing feed posts to stories, you may never see this option. When you tap on the Reshare sticker, this screen will appear. You can add a photo or video that you've recently viewed, saved, or posted. My screen here is a little blank, because this is an Instagram account that hasn't actually been touched for a while. Yours will be full of all of the posts that you have recently viewed, saved, or posted. Across the top, you have 3 tabs. These are recently viewed posts, the posts you have saved, and your feed posts. When you find the post that you have recently viewed, saved, and/or posted, you simply tap on it to select it, and then carry on the sharing a feed post to story process as you usually would. You can't share feed posts from private accounts, only public ones. Individual accounts can turn off the option to let other people share feed posts to stories. In Settings, Privacy, and then Story, there are 3 options right at the bottom, in a section called Sharing. The first one can be toggled off if you'd rather not let people share your feed posts. Underneath the option, it says, Let people add your posts to their story. Your username will always be shown with your post. As you can see, some of the posts in my saved posts have a small white locked lock in the top right-hand corner of them. This is to indicate that I do not have permission to share the post to my story. The account will have the on/off switch toggled to the off position. And that's pretty much all I have to say on this topic. What do you think about Instagram testing the removal of sharing a feed post to a story? Will it affect your marketing strategy in any way, do you think? I'm personally a little annoyed that they've decided to get rid of it. For small creators like myself, sharing a feed post to a story is one of the only ways to get feed posts seen at all. The reach for them is so minimal a lot of the time, especially compared to Reels, that it barely makes sense to include them in my strategy. Maybe that's the point for Instagram. Maybe the platform just isn't interested in feed posts anymore, and wants to move in a more video-based direction. I'd love to know your opinion. I hope you found this video useful today, but please let me know if you have any questions, or would like to suggest another video tutorial. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more social media marketing and content creation tips and tricks. Have a fabulous day.